Ever feel like you're in a constant battle with your own laziness? Like there's this invisible force holding you back from achieving your goals? Well, you're not alone. Millions of people around the world struggle with procrastination and low motivation. But what if I told you that there's a way to hack your brain and overcome laziness for good? In this video, I'm going to share with you some science-backed strategies that you can use to rewire your brain and finally take control of your life. We'll explore the psychology behind procrastination, learn about the power of neuroplasticity, and discover practical tips that you can start using today to boost your motivation and achieve your goals. So if you're ready to say goodbye to laziness and hello to a life of productivity and fulfillment, then stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools and knowledge you need to transform your relationship with motivation and finally achieve your wildest dreams. Part 1. The science behind laziness. Ever wondered why you sometimes feel like a sloth on a tranquilizer dart when it comes to doing things? Well, there's actually some science behind that. Our brains are wired for survival, and that means they're pretty darn good at seeking out pleasure and avoiding pain. And let's face it, doing that pile of laundry or studying for that exam is definitely not the most pleasurable experience. A reward system. Our brains have this amazing reward system that's constantly pumping out dopamine, a feel-good chemical that makes us feel happy and satisfied. And what are the things that tend to trigger this dopamine rush? Junk food, social media, watching cat videos, basically all the stuff that makes us feel lazy and unproductive. Neurochemicals and procrastination. So when we're faced with a task that's challenging or boring, our brains start to send out SOS signals. They're like, hey, this is going to be hard work, and we don't like hard work. Let's just scroll through some funny memes instead. And that's where procrastination comes in. We put off the things we don't want to do because our brains are tricking us into thinking that it's the easier, more pleasurable option. Neuroplasticity, the power to change your brain. But the good news is that our brains are also incredibly plastic, which means they can change and adapt. So if we can learn to train our brains to associate work with pleasure instead of pain, we can start to overcome procrastination and achieve our goals. So how do we do this? Well, that's what we're going to dive into in the next section. We'll explore some practical strategies that you can use to hack your brain and finally break free from the clutches of laziness. Part 2. Brain hacking strategies. Alright, so you've learned about the science behind laziness, and now you're ready to take action. It's time to hack your brain and become a productivity powerhouse. Here are some science-backed strategies that you can use to overcome procrastination and achieve your goals. 1. Break down big tasks into smaller chunks. Those big, daunting tasks can feel like insurmountable mountains. And when we're faced with a mountain, what do? We avoid it, of course. So the trick is to break those mountains down into smaller, more manageable hills. Instead of saying, I need to write a 10-page paper, tell yourself, I'm just going to write for 30 minutes. Once you start, you'll often find that you have the momentum to keep going. 2. Set realistic goals and rewards. Setting unrealistic goals is a recipe for discouragement. When you set a goal that's too far out of reach, you're more likely to give up before you even get started. So break down your big goals into smaller, achievable steps. And don't forget to reward yourself along the way. When you complete a step, give yourself a little treat. This will help your brain associate work with positive feelings. 3. Enlist the power of commitment. Sometimes the hardest thing is just getting started. That's where commitment comes in. When you make a public commitment to someone else, you're more likely to stick to it. So tell a friend about your goals or join a support group. Having someone to hold you accountable can make a big difference. 4. Use reminders and deadlines. We all have those days where we completely forget about our to-do lists. That's why it's important to use reminders and deadlines. Set alarms on your phone, write reminders on sticky notes, and put deadlines on your calendar. The more reminders you have, the less likely you are to forget something important. 5. Prioritize sleep, exercise, and nutrition. Your brain is like a muscle. It needs fuel to function properly. And when you're sleep-deprived, stressed, and eating junk food, your brain is not going to be firing on all cylinders. So make sure you're getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, and eating a healthy diet. These things will not only improve your physical health, but also your mental health and productivity. Part 3. Practical examples. Alright, so you've learned about the science behind laziness and some brain hacking strategies. Now it's time to put it all together with some real-life examples. Here are a few ways you can apply these strategies to overcome procrastination and achieve your goals. Example 1. The laundry monster. Let's say you've been putting off doing your laundry for weeks. A pile of dirty clothes is growing taller and taller, and it's starting to take over your bedroom. But you just can't bring yourself to face it. Break it down. Instead of trying to tackle the entire mountain of laundry at once, break it down into smaller loads. Do one load of darks, one load of lights, and one load of delicates. Set a timer. Set a timer for 30 minutes and just focus on doing laundry until the timer goes off. You might be surprised at how much you can get done in just 30 minutes. Reward yourself. When you're finished, reward yourself with something you enjoy. Watch an episode of your favorite show, take a walk in the park, or indulge in a delicious treat. Example 2, the homework abyss. You've got a big homework assignment due tomorrow, and you haven't even started it yet. You're feeling overwhelmed and stressed, and you just don't know where to begin. Find a distraction-free zone. Turn off your phone, close all the tabs on your computer, and find a quiet place where you can focus. Set realistic goals. Don't try to do everything at once. Break down the assignment into smaller, more manageable tasks. Take breaks. Every 30 to 60 minutes, take a short break to get up and move around. This will help you stay focused and prevent burnout. Example 3, the exercise excuse. You know you should exercise regularly, but you just can't seem to find the time or motivation. You always end up making excuses like I'm too tired or I don't have time. Schedule it in. Treat exercise like an important appointment and schedule it into your calendar. Start small. Don't try to do too much too soon. Start with something you can manage, like a 15-minute walk 3 times a week. Find an activity you enjoy. There are many different types of exercise. Find something you enjoy and you're more likely to stick with it. These are just a few examples of how you can use brain hacking strategies to overcome procrastination and achieve your goals. Remember, it's all about taking small steps and being consistent. So get out there and start hacking your brain today. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more tips on how to overcome procrastination and achieve your goals.